Just a reminder to all the bigots out there. When you see a gay person or an LGBTQ person being flamboyant or just expressing themselves, which they have every right to do, they're not trying to rub it in your face. They're just literally living their life. And they've worked so hard to be the person they are. They've worked so hard to own the person they are. They've gone through a lot of adversity to be the person they are. So why wouldn't they want to exhale and celebrate who they are? So when you see someone doing them, just mind your own business and just keep doing you. Unless you don't know who you are, and maybe that's the problem. Or maybe you don't like who you are, and maybe that's what the issue is. One thing I do know is that when someone doesn't like a gay person, it's down to one of three main reasons, typically, from my observations. Number one, they just don't like gay people because they've been programmed to not like gay people from a young age, and they just kind of went with the programming, quite literally. That's fine, that can happen. Two, they've had a bad experience with gays. I mean, it's pretty silly to shut down your whole perspective on a whole group of people based on a few experiences, but it can happen. Maybe that's what happened. Three, they are down low gay. This happens a lot. This happens a lot more than people would believe, and oftentimes that is the source of their dislike, is the fact that there's something in them that they see a reflection of, and it makes them uncomfortable because they're not ready to do any kind of shadow work or any kind of introspective work. So that is triggering for them. Like, you as an LGBTQ person, your existence is triggering to them. But the people who just don't like gay people for no real reason, they normally come from a religious background. Not always, not exclusively, but very typically it will just make more sense to you once you realise that, oh, okay, right, they grew up in a Christian home, or they grew up in a Muslim home, or they grew up with a parent who hated it and just passed it on. So, you know, in those instances, your existence will be triggering to them. I'm just telling you this, I'm giving you this info so that you can, I'm talking to my people now, I'm giving you this information so that if you find yourself in a situation like that in society, rather than internalizing it and thinking that you're the problem, just know that that's what it is. It's one of those things. It's their shit. They have work to do, and it's nothing to do with you. You're just reminding them of how free they could have been if they'd had the courage to be free, right? There's some aspect of their life that they're not happy with. It doesn't have to be about sexuality. It doesn't have to be about being gay. Just there's some aspect of their lives that they're not free in. And seeing you being free, being your authentic self in life and within yourself, can be very triggering for someone who is in a dead-end marriage or a dead-end job, or just not happy with their lives and how their lives have turned out. So just remember, that's normally what it is. But yeah, keep doing your thing. If someone gets irritated by your presence, you're doing something right. I promise.